I wonder if this will affect test results, but I'm not taking chances at this point anymore. Okay, long time no Sony reviews. A7s III promises a lot of improvements in many areas. While with a very good sensor and feature set, previous models were widely criticized for bad ergonomics, terrible menu system, illogical operation and color science that wasn't everyone's cup of tea. Let's see if something changed. This camera together with the A7s III is the largest one yet. Body is a bit thicker with deeper and better sculpted grip. It is still not ideal as there is a bit too much unsupported space on my palm from below, but it is definitely a change in the right direction. With grip or even a well-designed L bracket, it will feel great. Pretty much all of the buttons now have longer travel and give positive feedback when pressed. Compared to regular A7 III whose buttons hardly move more than 1 or 2 mm, this is great. Rear command cluster below the thumb is well executed as AF on, joystick control wheel, EV compensation wheel and a couple of assignable buttons are easy to reach. I still dislike position of the front dial though. It is too far out at the front of the camera and way too close to my middle finger, which carries a lot of the camera weight. My index and middle fingers rub together when I want to use the dial. Also, there is a lot of empty space on the left side of the viewfinder. This surely could have been used for extra controls or something. Materials used are very good and everything appears to be tightly assembled. There was a lot of criticism on weather sealing on many previous A7 models, and Sony claims they have took more serious approach in the latest generation. Memory card slot has rubber seals all around, as is the case with battery compartment. Connector covers are not attached to the camera with rubber bands like before, but have a real hinge and also rubber seals inside. Looks reassuring to me, but we'll see with time and real-life use. So how do 12 megapixels look like in 2020? No, wait, this is for my other channel, sorry. Image quality is excellent. Market was flooded by high-resolution cameras in recent years and I kind of forgot how sharp 12 megapixel files can look like. Honestly, there are a lot of applications where more resolution is not needed, and small files considerably speed up workflow. Photojournalism, sports when you have exactly the right lens for the reach, street photography, general walk-around photography or even weddings. If your photography does not rely on heavy cropping or do not print beyond A4 often, 12 is plenty. High ISO looks exceptional. It is only at ISO 6400 that I see first glimpses of noise. It is really low even at 25600. I would only avoid 100 and 2000 because colors lose saturation, but even that is usable if you really need it. Dynamic range is exceptional as well. Lifting exposures by 5 stops from raw file produces results very similar to properly exposed image. Viewing at 100% zoom reveals some noise in dark areas, but even that can be nicely cleaned with some basic adjustment tools. Regarding video, there is a bunch of features, resolutions, frame rates, picture profiles and God knows what else, and that is a rabbit hole I am not going to go down in this review. There are plenty of video-centric YouTubers who will dissect it and make comparisons in great details. Instead, here is footage that made my jaw drop. Focusing in the dark is next level. I am not aware of any camera which can do it as accurately and fast as A7s III. There is no focus wobble. Once it finds focus, it stays there. Magnificent. This will be a dream camera for urban explorers, wildlife, police stakeouts or nightlife. Notice that in this scene only light comes from city lights reflected from the clouds. This is really dark, beyond what my eyes see. And this is straight from the camera footage as well. Imagine how it could look like when shot in S-Log and graded with care. Let's push it to ISO 52000. Now it kind of struggles but still manages to focus relatively quickly. Unbelievable. In good light footage also looks great, detailed and clean. Nothing to complain here. Sensor stabilization when set to active mode will apply a small 1.13 times crop, but the effect is so good it is worth it. LCD is finally fully articulated with fully integrated touch control which works for all camera functions. I don't know why it took this long for Sony to give us these two highly asked for features. EVF has the highest resolution so far on the market, 9.44 million dots. This is almost impossible to demonstrate over video, but it looks really smooth, detailed and natural. Transition speed between EVF and LCD is fast as well. Connectors are on the left side, and while everything necessary is available, Sony once again fails to label them on the outside. Until you learn by heart what is where, you are going to have to open them one by one until you find the one you were looking for. Twin memory card slots accept both CF Express and SD UHS 2 cards in both slots. It is possible to use them as a backup or to separate different file types to different cards. Main menu is completely redesigned and way easier to navigate compared to the mess they had before. It is still full packed with options and not for the faint-hearted, but this is now a completely different user experience. Why did we have to wait so long for this, Sony? If you are unsure what is what in the menu, just press raise button to bring up help function. Controls can be customized to great extent. It is possible to assign pretty much any function to almost any button and do that separately for still image and video mode. It is actually a bit overwhelming, but once you set it up you will probably keep this layout for years. I especially like how Sony implemented ISO selection with two dials. Back dial selects ISO in 1/3 stop increments, and the top one jumps over full stops. Very nice to have both options readily available. A7s III uses strong FZ100 battery which gives it autonomy of around 600 or 700 shots, and way more if you shoot in burst mode. For video, roughly 2 hours are an average, but that would depend on various camera settings. External charger is delivered with the camera. It is possible to charge the battery inside the camera using any generic USB adapter and USB-C cable. This is also a good way to power the camera, but it is not possible to charge the battery and use the camera at the same time. It works with power banks as well. I also tried micro USB connection, but it does not support charging, only over USB-C. Okay, how many subscribers will I lose if I say I like a camera with Sony logo on it? Because I do. This model and probably everything that comes after it are a new chapter for Sony. It is like they took notes of everything users complained about, fixed it and added some more. A7s III is full packed with features and it works as promised. But what I am most impressed about is the video focusing system, which produces usable footage in conditions previously unheard of. I still have some reservations regarding overall ergonomics for still image shooters, but Sony already made big improvements. Also, this camera will mostly be used for video, which means tripod or gimbal mounted use when my complaints become irrelevant. Altogether impressive product. That's all for this review. If you have a question, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. For those of you in Croatia, you can find me in real life in Anigota store where I work, and those of you from other countries, please use Amazon affiliate links as I get a small commission from every purchase. Thanks for watching.